Isn't a god supposed to have the power to do anything that they want? To create and destroy life on a whim? That's the point of being a god as far as I'm concerned. Yet Simmiland forces you to play God by the rules of chance, and it's messy. A lucky opening hand or a lucky draw can make or break a run early on. Okay, so what exactly do I mean? Well, let's place a human and get this game going. Now that your civilization is in its infancy, they're helpless. So let's help those little guys out. You start off with a hand of cards and some faith to play them. You can choose to create some plant life or cause a wind to blow, maybe throw down a meteor. And while some of those are good for the civilization, playing these type of cards will only keep the status quo. If you want the civ to grow, you need to teach them with the inspect card. It's the most important card in the game. The civilization isn't going anywhere without your help. They're dumber than a box of rocks. That's where Simmiland is mostly a puzzle game. The whole point is to see how far you can get in the civilization's advancement each time you play the game. I know you heard simulation god card game, but I'm here to tell you that this is a puzzle game. I don't know if you've heard of Banished, but it's like that. There's a certain order to everything, and it's your job to figure it out. Well, first you need to figure out what exactly each of the cards do. Sure, this card says tree, but it depends on where you place it. For example, a plant card will make a cactus in the desert and a berry bush in the forest. Figuring out where to place the cards to get what you need is very important. Second, you'll need to figure out exactly what you can use those inspection cards on. Not only that, but there's an order to them as well. You can't learn how to make a car before you learn how to make oil, but the puzzle part of the game is that order, and it's a secret you have to learn on your own. So it's something you'll either feel your way through or you'll take diligent notes on. This is how you raise the civilization's IQ and progress the game. It's the main game loop, seeing how much you can discover each time you start a new game. You'll play until the deck runs out or all your humans die. Just so you know, they'll die a lot. Stupid humans don't know when to eat. Then, using the points from a failed run, you can buy more cards. This increases the size of your deck, so you'll have more cards to play and hopefully advance further next time. The problem is that relying on cards goes against playing God. Of course, limiting the player's power with faith makes the game. While technically a god could have unlimited power, that would probably make the game very boring. Okay, but often when you run out of faith, it's not necessarily your fault. You didn't play all the cards too fast or you didn't play the wrong cards. It's just because you played any cards at all. The starting faith is very limited and you need more from the humans. You see, the humans have wishes they want fulfilled, and if you play one of their cards, you get bonus faith. Without getting this in the early game, it's really a slog to try and get any faith. You have to wait for the humans to pray, and that can take a bit. Who knows when it's going to happen? And even then, the faith has to build up enough before you can play a card. I've been in stalemates where there are cards the game wanted me to play, but I didn't have any way to play them. Also, the humans eventually realize their miracle isn't going to happen, so they give up and it reduces your faith. This randomization can break a run early on, so it's best to start with some cards that fulfill the wishes of the humans and get that early faith lead. It's actually worth restarting until you get the correct mix. I was restarting runs a few times. Look, I know it goes against everything about playing a game and the challenge, and that's probably partially true, but I was looking to play the game in a puzzle way, not fight the cards. So restarting to me made a lot of sense. You know, you restart in solitaire after you get a pretty crappy starting hand or whatever. I think this is about the same thing. You're not trying to struggle to play, it's just not worth the struggle, like in other games to overcome a bad start. It doesn't feel any better. It's just a waste of time in Simmiland, and I hate wasting my time. It's boring, though, having to restart the game like 3 times in a row, but it's definitely worth it if you want to have fun in the long run or have an enjoyable game without all the humans dying. Simmiland only has this balance issue at the start of the game, though. It's much easier once you have that buildup of faith in your bank, and you can pretty much play whatever cards you want after that point. Then, when you do have the faith, you can strategize about what cards you actually want to play, and this is the more fun part of the game. Feel free to even burn a few from your hands. You do want to be careful though, since every card played gets you one step closer to the end of the game. Even with all of this, the main game loop is fun. When I play and inspect cards, the humans get all happy and start working right away with their new technology, oblivious to the fact that it was me who helped them. And I do really want to help them. I started taking notes and enjoyed solving the puzzle of my civilization. Anyway, a couple minor points to round out the review. One, the end screen is cool, but I'm a little confused why it compares me to other players. Also, the game ends so abruptly. I wish the screen also explained why. I was actually killing all of my humans off, but I had no idea why the game ended. More stats could be incorporated here to help. 2, there is a ton of secret information when you play. Humans need food, I know this, you know this, but in Simmiland there's no way to know exactly how much food the humans have, and they run out a lot. I've been in games where there is barely enough food and I keep getting notified. Look, it's not like they shouldn't run out of food, but an indication as to how much food is available would be nice. I know as a god I can't make them eat, although I wish I could, because it looks like they have enough food to me. To help them out, you could use your sample cards on items to create food. For example, using the sample card on wheat will harvest the wheat without any human intervention, giving them more food. Still, as I said, you can't force them to eat, so I've lost a lot of humans to hunger, and it's a burden I have to live with. Overall, Simmiland is good. I'm not really surprised that someone added cards to a god game, but Simmiland does it well. It's missing some polish though in the menus and user interface that I wish was cleaned up. Even so, I liked playing it for the puzzle aspects and trying to keep the human race alive. It's so fragile and humans are so dumb. So maybe don't take it too seriously. I want to direct people to Sock Pop Collective's Patreon, where you can sign up for $3 a month to get 2 games a month. This is not sponsored, but I think their games look like a lot of fun, and supporting an interesting indie dev is a good cause. It's $3 a month. It's pretty low for a couple of games a month. You can see their games on itch.io as well.
Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more indie game reviews.